Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a 12-volt accessory tester. At least that's what I'm calling it. Basically what you do is you hook this end to the battery and then this up to your accessory that you want to test, and then you flick the switch and it will test it. It will work just like you would if you were to wire it permanently into your vehicle, but you don't have to do that in order to test it. So anyway, what I did was I made I got a 1 gang box, electrical outlet box from Lowe's, and then a cover, and then inside of here I have, the 2 fuses, the relay, and the switch. So I have a fuse that's going to the switch to allow that to not get too much, and then a fuse protecting the power going to the relay. And yeah, I'll show you the wiring in a minute, but this is what it looks like once it's all put together, and I'll go show you how it works. How this works is you hook up the positive to the positive on the battery and the ground to the ground on the battery, and I marked on the back which side's which, but I always just assume left side power in, right side power out. That's how I wire my stuff anyway. So yeah, and then this you hook up to the positive on the accessory and the ground on the accessory, and then you just flick the switch. As you can see, it works. Pretty cool. So now you can test out your new accessories without even having to wire it up permanently. You just have this little box in your garage or wherever, and then if you want to test it out, you pull it out and go for it. I used alligator clips just to make it easy to hook up and off, but you can use terminal leads and screw them on, but alligator clips are just quick and easy and cheap. So anyway, yep. So I'll go ahead and take this thing apart and give you all the measurements and the wiring diagram, if you will, on how to make one yourself. Alright, this is like my 5th take. You'll just have to trust me on it. I'm trying to say this as few words as possible without messing up. But anyway, this is how this is wired. I'll attach a wiring diagram if you're that kind of person, but if you want to see how I fit it all in here, this is what you're going to watch. Anyway, start out by making 4 3-foot long leads. Basically, I did 2 red and 2 black. Okay, so this side is from the battery. This side's to the thing you're testing. Okay, that's how I did it. So the red coming from the battery comes in right here and then splits. Okay, and this is 12 gauge wire is what I used. And it splits because I fused the power from the battery going to the switch and to the relay. The switch is a 10 amp switch, so I used a 5 amp fuse just because you don't need that much power to power this little light in there. Anyway, I used a 5 amp fuse. You could even use a 2.5 if you have it. But anyway, for that, and then for the power going to the relay, I used a 15 amp. Okay, so to show you what that looks like, power comes in, splits up, one goes to the fuse for the switch, and then that goes to the front there on that, let's see if you can see that, the front pin position, or the bottom I guess you could say, for the switch there. Okay, and then the other one goes to the relay, and that goes in here. 15 amp fuse goes out and goes into this relay here in the back right here. Okay, and then you want to worry about, we'll go ahead and start with this one. Okay, so yeah, that's the first power line. Once you do that, once you make that harness basically, which would be this piece here going into the fuses, this piece 3 foot, these 2 coming out of it are about 3 inches, and then 2 fuses, and then 3 inches coming off of those, and one going to the relay, and that's coming from the 15 amp fuse, and then one going to the switch, which is going from a 5 amp fuse. Okay, So that's that. We'll go back with the, okay, I guess we'll do this one. This one's simple. This is just a 3-foot long 12 gauge wire, alligator clip on one end, one of these connectors on the other, and that just goes to this pin position here. I'm pretty sure it's 87, but I'll include it in the diagram. It's just this front pin right here. That one's easy. So the ground cables are slightly complicated if you want. I just want to make it as few grounding issues as possible. So basically, the ground for the accessory is 3 foot long. The ground from the battery is 3 foot long. Anyway, they run into the box on their respectable sides. And once they get in the box, I connected them. Let's see if I can get a good angle of that. I connected them right back there. And then out of that, I split them again. And one goes to ground the switch, and one goes to ground the relay. And that's as simple as that, I guess. It's really just 2 in, 2 out. And I use 12 gauge on everything but this blue wire here. I made it blue. You can make it whatever color you want. It tells when you switch on the switch here, it just sends the power, or it basically turns this into a switch and allows the power to run through the relay here. Okay, so that's that. It really isn't that bad. It sounds more complicated than it actually is, but when you look at the wire diagram, it's actually pretty simple. I think the hardest part about this project is actually getting it to all to fit in here. And the way I do that is I take my relay, I offset the switch to like the front here, the front quadrant, and then once you wire it all up, you stuff this relay into the back. And all these connections have like a nylon protector thing to keep anything from going wrong. I just, on these right here for the fuses, I just wrapped them just to keep, them together because they wanted to pop off. But anyway, so you push that in the back, and then you push the fuses in one at a time. It's hard to do with one hand. 1, 2, all right. So once you get that wired up, then you push this in, and then you put your cover on, and that's it. And that's how it looks. So everything in here is nice and compact. This little relay box is the 18 cubic inch 1-gang new work from Lowe's. I just pulled the nails out of the side, and then I used one of these little covers here. On their website, if you get the Cooper one, it's 45 cents. If you get the, whatever this one is, Carlson brand, yeah, Carlon brand, it's 60 cents. And this box is like 26 cents. And if you don't have a relay, you can go to Wire Barn, shout out Wire Barn, and get them for like $3. And then the switch here is, any 10 amp light switch kind of thing for accessory. I think this is from an old Hella kit I had on one of my Jeeps. Anyway, I took that out of the toolbox and utilized it in here. And those, I think I bought a ton of them on eBay for like $5. I think it was like 20 of them for $5, these little switches. And the relays are $3. The wiring, if you already have it, is free. But if not, I would say it's about 20 feet, less than 20 feet of wire. Easy, less than 20 feet. I'll calculate it later and put it in the description. And then these little connectors, I used nylon correctors I got from Wire Barn. And then, some heat shrink, some electrical tape just to connect those fuses. I mean, it's really cheap. I think it was like less than $10 to make one of these. And if you make a bunch of them at a time, if I made a bunch of them and sold them, I could do it for a lot less than that. It just, when you buy one thing at a time, it's obviously cheaper. I mean, more expensive, sorry. But yeah, that's how it works. Let me know what y'all think, and hope this helps y'all. Peace out.